my laptop bag got stolen, and inside were all my files and everything, and also footages of a lot of things that I've recorded, and basically I had to redo everything from scratch. The reason why I decided to have a shift in my business model,
because it is different.
It's very different. For the last 10 years, all my business are like in brick and mortar. So we're talking about like a tutoring academy, events business, entertainment business, food and beverage. These are all very labor intensive, and it's very difficult to scale any of these business. I'm not saying that it can't be done. It's just more difficult because you need to pay for rent, pay for labor, and the amount of revenue that each employee can bring in is capped at a certain degree. That's the reason why e-com has always been something that has been hanging in the back of my mind. A lot of my friends who are in the industry, they're freaking killing it, right? 20-30 mil, and they're an operation of like 5 people. And I'm like, oh my god, right? Like every season we employ over 100 people on the roster that is working. Right? So then I'm like, oh my god, like I have to employ 100 people just to bring in 7 figures, yet these guys have 5 people and they can bring in like 8 figures. Right? So I'm like, oh my god, I need to be in something that's a lot more profitable and a lot more scalable. I think that's the key, because whenever we're looking into scaling, for example, our ice cream shop, 720 Sweets, we scaled that within the first year. We had 2 shops or 3 shops or something like that, and then we got into TNT. So we have the opportunity to scale to 20 shops, yet we turn that down because of the fact that the amount of resource that we need to back up the 20 stores
is a lot.
It's a lot more than what we can handle or what we would want to embark in, because we don't want to crash and burn by all means, right? Because we want to be able to build a solid brand that has a brand story, that has something that's a little bit more concrete. So building out 20 stores, although the opportunity was there, we had to decline it. And so scalability is the fastest when it comes to franchising, I believe, in the brick and mortar environment. Unless you have a lot of capital to build out all your shops, right, then that's the best way. But even then, it requires a lot of capital and it requires a lot of labor, and the risk is much higher, right? Whereas e-com is a completely different story. So that's the reason why, starting at the end of last year, I'm like, you know what, Wilson, let's do a shift in your business model. The next venture that you're jumping into needs to be much more scalable. You're gonna aim for that 8-figure business that you're building. So before we hit the 8-figure, we need to hit the 7-figure business, right? So that's the reason why this year we're turning things around. We're trying different things and really diving into e-com and this whole industry of how do you succeed in e-com. And my first goal and my first milestone is going from 0 to $1 million, right? That's
what this whole series is about.
That's what this whole series is about. Exactly.
To share the journey that you're embarking on.
Totally.
Not just with e-commerce too, but the other activities in life that you know, the other 2 businesses that you have to run, and you know, relationships to manage.
Between like multiple different projects, to your e-com business, to your body, your health, and the people or things that matter to me, right? My own health, my own mindset, the soul, and the relationships I have with my friends, my family, my wife, and basically that's the reason why I want people to document everything, where I'm able to not succeed in every area, but give to give attention to every part of my life that matters, right? And that's the reason why we're doing this.
Cool.
My laptop bag got stolen, and inside were all my files and everything, and also footages of a lot of things that I've recorded. Basically, I had to redo everything from scratch, and which is really unfortunate, but I guess that's just the way it is when it comes down to life, right? Just smacks you right across the face. The shitty thing is, I didn't even leave my bag in plain sight. I left it in the back of my trunk, and the car was parked on a big street in downtown. And I never would have thought that people would break into a car in the middle of an open street on like a really big intersection, right? And I was only out for dinner for like 2 hours, and when I came back, my whole car was a mess, and like my sunglasses were stolen, my GoPro was stolen, and my laptop bag was stolen. It's quite devastating, I guess, to say the least. But on a good note, like, you know, it's recoverable, which is nice. It just requires time and a lot of money. Yeah, so not the best time to lose your laptop bag when everything is ongoing. So basically, I spent the last weekend trying to just recover everything and get all my paperwork ready for customs, and so then I can get my inventory and also like all the paperwork for paying people and ordering inventory.
That's where we're headed now, right? The customs office.
Exactly. So every year we import around 6 to 8 containers worth of inventory for the night market, and these are like 40-foot full containers, and I usually am the one that does all the commercial and getting all the paperwork ready, so then that way we can clear customs. Dude, I hate doing paperwork, but on the other hand, like, I'm the only one that can do this type of paperwork, mainly because like I know exactly the whole process. To fill in my admin to help out, or any other people to help out with paperwork, or this specific type of paperwork, requires a lot more to teach, because we are cross-referencing 3 to 4 different types of document across 2 different languages. There's Chinese, there's English, and there's simplified Chinese actually, and traditional Chinese. We're talking about needing to cross-reference our purchase order with the packing list, with our own inventory system. So there's a lot of numbers and a lot of kind of things we need to put together before making a document that is good for our use, and also the CBSA's use, the customs office's use. So that's the reason why I need to be the one that's doing it. Very nervous state that I'm in, mainly because of the fact that the people that are there are not too nice. Expect to be dealing with freight forwarders and not some random punk off the street. So they don't have the patience to teach anyone, and you know, if your paperwork is not good, they throw it back to you, and they're like, okay, get it right before you come back.
So it's kind of like a very tough love.
No, for sure. It's tough love to the max with these guys, right? And they put your container through an x-ray, a really big ass x-ray. If they find any discrepancy, then they would be like, hey, you know what, we're gonna do some inspection on your container. Everything at your cost, okay? I think $200-300 a day. So a full-on inspection would delay your whole logistics by roughly a week to 2 weeks. And on top of that, it would cost you $2 to $3 grand extra, just so then you can go through this process.
Going down.
What we're doing right now is we're filling in the paperwork, so then it actually is under the right format of how they want it. So we need to put in the importer name, the business numbers, the value of the goods, and each product that you import has a different tariff code. So depending on what you are importing, the taxation is different. So. Oops. So now I'm on this diet because I want to be able to have my 6-pack, and I'm trying to keep.
How come we're at McDonald's?
Dude, I don't even know what to eat. That's the challenge of just working around town and having proper diet.
Yeah.
Is the fact that I always am just like in and out, just grab something quick and go. And like it sucks because like I'm not really hitting my targets and stuff. But this is not gonna be my excuse of not hitting my goal.
I think that's me.
Where's your one?
Ruben? Oh, they're working in the office this year.
Oh.
You miss him?
No, really?
Yeah.
You wanted some real workers here this year.
Everything's going according to plan?
Yeah, everything's good. We're, I would say, a week to 2 weeks before ahead of schedule.
Yep.
Which is really nice. Nice to hear that. We are ahead of schedule. So, I went online and signed up for the BMO Marathon. That's happening in 10 days.
10 days.
It's
Wow.
happening in 10 days, yeah. So it's like, I'm like, oh my god.
It's happening very, very fast.
It's very, very soon.
Just
and,
right after the sun.
Yeah, and I'm just like, what did I do, Wilson? What did I do?
Well, this isn't going to be a walk in the park.
No, this is not a walk in the park for